Brene Brown. You know, I was listening to that. I've listened to it before, and we've read some Brene Brown books, and she's pretty amazing as far as the way she presents things. So just a little teaser there. What we're going to do is we're going to put the rest of that video in our coach group. So please jump in there when you get a chance. She's really good, encouraging, and it's really about what we do. Again, connecting with people and just, you know, again, helping them figure out life. So hope you enjoyed that. And there's more out there for you. So anyway, welcome.
Yeah, so thanks for being on, you guys. We are Dee and Larry Korchin. We're excited that you are here. We know it's a holiday. We talked about in Cobb County that it's winter break and some people are out of town. So we just are really grateful that to be connected with you. And I think that's why we love Brene Brown so much. And hopefully you're starting to get the feel from our calls that this really is about connection, right? Connection with each other as a team, and then how we can go out and help more people by being connected to them and helping them feel connected to something that is really valuable and important in their lives. So if you've read any Brene Brown books or have any other recommendations, love to see that popped in the comments. She is one of my favorite authors. And like Larry said, we are going to put that particular TEDx. That was her first TEDx, I think, that went viral on the power of vulnerability. So what we're going to do is we're going to start like we always do. We want everybody to know we've got coaches all over the U.S. We probably have some people on this call tonight that just might even be exploring coaching with us. And so we'd like you to get to know each other. We all have different experience levels, different duration of how long we've been coaching, and we're all at different places in the business, but we all have this common heart to help other people. And we're all in this entrepreneurial journey together. So today I'm really excited to introduce Sandy Norholtz. And Sandy is a coach with Craig Culbreth and Meg Johnson on their team. And Sandy spoke at one of our regional events with her husband, but it's going to be fun tonight to listen to Sandy share her story, her health journey, what's been going well in her coaching business, and as Brene Brown said, maybe an opportunity for growth, right? So Sandy, if you want to unmute yourself, you can, we'd love to hear from you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. This is my first time, so yes, I'm growing. I'm from Cumming, Georgia. I'm a school teacher. I've been coaching for about a year now and loving it. I'm so glad I finally said yes to Craig, which I did not do right away. But it all began at my husband's Christmas work party when I was introduced to Craig, because she and I were the only two women there at the time. And everyone was giving her all these compliments on her weight loss. And so I didn't know her before, so I didn't know. So we began talking, and I said, you know, my husband and I, we want to get healthy. We want to lose weight. We said we are starting in January, which would have been last year. So 2019. And she said, well, I can help you. And she gave me a call. I ordered my kit, and we began January 9th. And by March, I had lost 20 pounds and my husband had lost 32. And then by April, well, that's when I decided to coach, because I was already telling everyone, because they were noticing and they had to know what to do. And I said, oh, but I can't coach. I can't do like you. I can't do it. And she said, but you're already doing it. You're telling everyone. So I jumped in and decided to coach. And but first I wanted to share my first NSV was no more heartburn. That was like great for me, number one on the list. I was living on Tums and taking medication and everything else. My husband quit snoring. That was another great thing. And then my leg pains were gone. And being a teacher, that was very, very big. And by the way, this year has just been great with teaching and being healthier. I feel better than ever before. So about mid-March, I announced my coaching and shared my story on Facebook, which was difficult for me at first. And I got so many responses and just started helping everyone. And I continued with my weight loss. And by May, my husband had lost 52 pounds and I had lost 30. and we've been able to keep it off. And he's like a believer, and he lets me coach him. So, but thanks to Craig and Meg, I couldn't have done it. Craig walked me every step of the way. She was just the best coach, and I just get so excited helping people now. Like when someone lets me talk to them and tell them my story, and even if they don't join, I'm still happy to share and do what I can to help them. And when they're ready, they'll come back to you. And so I have 2 coaches now, and I'm hoping to add another one soon. And coaching just allows me to keep helping others and keeps me accountable. And I'm feeling better than ever and more self-confidence. I don't know. And I'm a better cook now with the Sandy's Kitchen recipe. That's like a big joke because I didn't cook. My husband always grills. So now I cook. And that's just all I have for now. That's my story. And I hope it continues to grow.
That is perfect, Sandy. Thank you. So it looks like, I guess we're coming up on your 1-year anniversary, right? For coaching. So,
Yes.
so that is awesome. And, you guys are doing great sustaining your weight loss, which I'm assuming coaching is helping tremendously with that, and more people are getting healthy. And it's great that you have seen the whole trilogy of Optavia and been offering coaching and stepping into that. And I know you said you might have somebody else joining us as well. So congratulations, and keep doing it. We're glad to have you on the team.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good job.
And so what we're going to talk about tonight, so last week, in the past few weeks, we've talked about how to client acquisition, how to fill our funnel so that we can connect with more people, how to successfully launch clients. And then last week, Meg Johnson did a great job sharing on the weekly support that we give our clients primarily through our phone calls. But we have a lot of tools available to us. And what we thought we'd talk about tonight is simply the topic of our client support group that we have, which is called Eat, Live, and Be Optavia. And I just want to congratulate you guys because, everything about this is a we, right? Like we might just sit here and facilitate the call, but this is about you guys and what you're bringing to it. And just as of today, last when I looked, we have 4,244 clients and prospective clients in that group. So well done, you guys, for helping so many people. I mean, 4,000 people, that's a lot. And so don't you think that's really something we should spend some time caring about, right? What have we created there, and what is our vision for it? What do we want that to be for ourselves and for our clients? And never forget that you're a client too. Right. So this is a board and a Facebook group that is for you and your clients. And I thought it would just be fun, maybe before we even launch into some of our team that's going to share with us, is I'd love for you to either pop it in the comments or come off mute and just tell us, what do you think the primary goals and the primary purpose of having a client support group? What's the primary benefit of having that? You can pop it in the comments or come off mute. Developing a culture, support, community, encourage one another, see that they're not alone on the journey, support, resource, celebration, encouragement.
Hey, Dee, it's Jeanette.
Hi, Jeanette.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
I really, really, really think that page, and I was slow to come around because I didn't even have a Facebook page really, and had to keep it private. But I will tell you that for me and for my clients, I think that they continue to be inspired both by the wins and the celebrations and the ideas of others. But some of the best feedback I get is when other people share their real struggle, so that they realize that they're not alone. That this does take work, it takes effort, it takes intent, And I think that it just makes them feel like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. And I know for me, I get the same joy in seeing that. I just get positive commentary, and I think it's a very powerful tool. I also like where folks have been very candid there, and have just shared either good information, good advice, and what's not to love about the recipes. So I think it's one of the best things we have going.
Mhm.
Totally agree. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else want to pop in, have anything to offer? Well, I think Larry and I were talking about it today, and I mean, I had like 7 reasons. He's like, let's narrow that down to 3. Yeah. So the things that we thought of, and it kind of culminates into one big one, is exactly what you guys have so eloquently said there. But really, it's just for connection, right? That power of being with like-minded people. The Jim Rohn quote, we become like the 5 people that we hang out with. And we know we live in an unhealthy world. And a lot of people are surrounded by unhealthy people. So even if it's in a virtual environment, such as Facebook, the fact that they can be in with like-minded people who are also navigating life and challenges and their health is, it's so helpful. And somebody had put it in the comments that it's a great resource and reference page when people have questions. It can be a go-to place, because probably if they have the question, somebody else might have brought it up before. And then just like you guys had said, for inspiration, for support, encouragement, celebration, whether things are, good or bad. And I, looked at it all and I thought, what is this? We're helping our clients get connected. And a fancier word for connection that, we use in the Optavia world is what we call integration. Mm-hmm. And integration, Larry and I were talking about it, is really helping somebody move from doing Optavia. And doing Optavia kind of sounds like we're just following the eating plan, right? I'm doing Optavia, to actually living it, right? That actually becomes part of who they are, their vernacular, their discussions, in their everyday life. So moving from doing to becoming, which is exactly what Optavia is about. So we definitely want this to be a valuable tool for your clients. Did you have anything to add?
Yeah, I was going to add, and I forget, I apologize. Somebody put it in there. But, again, with the amount of people that we have out there in the community, right? It's that ripple effect that we talked about. I think it was Susan Gieselin might have put it out there, but the ripple effect is so important. If you think about it, when we have clients that are out there and that are positive, meaning they're liking what people are saying out there, they're liking recipes, when they're commenting and everything, that's also your marketing department. Okay, that is your marketing department. So it's a matter of then getting them out there and sharing that outside of our community group with other friends, family members, colleagues, to help again, those folks get well as well. So use that information, use that data, be out there. When you see one of your clients jumping in and contributing, that's a great opportunity to just celebrate them, but then also ask them to move that forward. Because if you think about it, 4,000 people, right? If every client, let's just assume, I think big this way, let's just assume one referral out of each one of those people, okay? That's another 4,000 clients that would be in that group. Okay, so again, don't forget that, and don't forget the opportunity that exists there.
So I think it's important. Thank you. I think that was a really good point. It's really important for us to remember, first of all, you guys have done a great job. When we first started with this group several years ago, we noticed at one point it was becoming very coach driven. Coaches introducing clients, coaches celebrating clients, coaches doing the inspiration. It was like coach, coach, coach. And what's really awesome is that we've done a great job starting to encourage our clients to, it kind of runs itself in a lot of ways, which is good, but it also leaves a lot of opportunity on the table as well. And as Larry was saying, this is definitely a place for you to contribute, like to give and also to take, because this group of 4,000 clients is a melting pot for your referrals and a melting pot for your future coaches. they're all in there. So you want to be playing an active role in there, participating yourself, and also watching and encouraging your clients' participation, because the cream rises to the crop and it starts becoming to the top, and it becomes very apparent who your next coaches are. And very often we see them before a coach does, and it's just, we all get busy in our life, and I know I do. It can be very easy not to even pay attention to what's going on in there because it does run itself. So Shauna and Frank, I wanted you guys to share, because you really do a great job having your clients introduce themselves, jump in, and then you guys also do a great job supporting and encouraging and asking questions from comments and shares from our clients. So we just love your input, what you can provide for us on how to help other coaches do the same.
We're going to kind of split this up a little bit, but one of the things that I've found successful with my clients is I tell them all the time, commenting and getting engaged on the page will help you in your journey. And I always say, I've got the best group of clients because they're always in there chattering and commenting. And I think it kind of makes them feel like they don't want to be left out. So I've noticed more and more of my clients are hopping in there. I mean, brand new, haven't even gotten their kit yet. And here they are encouraging other people and welcoming them. So that's one thing that I've seen really kind of take off. And I think key is to kind of make them feel like they're missing out on something if they're not doing it. So, you know, it's just one of the things I always encourage them to do. And then, you know, with them sharing, I think they're so private, a lot of them are. And so I really let them know this is a safe place to share. And getting them to share their before and after pictures is really hard. But I always tell them, you're in a safe place. You can share it. You don't have to worry about it going anywhere because we don't reshare off of that page. And, you know, I'll never share their story without asking permission either. So I really try to continually encourage them. This is a safe place. And, you know, hop in there and, you know, voice a concern, or, you know, I mean, some things we always tell them to bring to us first. But, you know, if there's something that, you know, you're struggling with and you want somebody else's input, maybe they've been through the same thing, maybe you're having a challenge getting all your feelings in at work or whatever, I just always, you know, say, let's go here first and see what everybody else has to say about it. So that's kind of where we found a little bit of success there. And then Frank's really good at getting people to introduce themselves. So
yeah. So as far as clients introducing themselves, I in the beginning, when I was a brand new coach, I couldn't wait to hop on there and introduce clients, but I learned quickly that really didn't work because I wanted clients to get engaged. So I made a shift, and I just kind of, when I'm signing a client up, first of all, I sign up 100% of our clients myself. I don't let them go to our webpage and sign themselves up and do that. I sign up our own clients. I have them on the phone, and I walk through that step by step, you know, their name, their address, their mailing address, their credit card number, blah, blah, blah. And then I just make it just part of the normal process that the very next step when I'm signing them up is, okay, what's your Facebook page? We need to be Facebook friends. Shauna's going to Facebook friend you also. And as soon as we hop off of the phone, go ahead and accept and join this page. I just sent you the invite, and make your introduction. And this is what your introduction will look like. So that's just part of what I expect. It's just all part of the order process. I don't make it sound like it's anything different. You order a kit, you join the page, you introduce yourself. That's all part of one big process. So I don't make it a weird thing. I don't make it anything different. If they don't do it, I wait a day or 2 days or 3 days, and I'll send them a text and say, oh, hey, just wanted to remind you, go ahead and introduce yourself. Or I'll send them an email. Hey, just a quick reminder, you need to go ahead and introduce yourself. A community is going to be so important to your journey. If they don't introduce themselves, I don't introduce them. Okay, they're going to have to figure it out on their own. I did that in the beginning. I introduced them and still never saw them. So if they're not going to, you know, take it upon themselves to introduce themselves, sorry about their luck. So now, how I get clients engaged, I do that on my weekly check-in calls. So if I'm calling them Sunday or Thursday, those are my 2 weekly check-in calls, and they say, oh, I lost 7 pounds this week, or I lost 2 pounds this week, or I had a non-scale victory, my response is 100% of the time, wow, you need to post that on the Eat Live page. People need to hear that. That will inspire people. That will motivate people. People need to hear that. That's an awesome story. I say that 100% of the time. Just like that client that posted that picture of the sugar cookie that came up in conversation. Hey, I made sugar cookies with my kids the other day for Valentine's Day, and I didn't have one. You know what my response was? Wow, that is awesome. You need to post a picture of that sugar cookie on the Eat Live page and tell a little bit about that. You know what she said? You think I ought to? You think people will be interested? Yes, of course they'll be interested. I'll look for the post. Sure enough. So that's always my response. I'm so excited when they tell me any little thing. It doesn't matter what it is. I say, wow, post that on the Eat Live page. That will inspire people. That's what I do.
That is perfect. And so much of what I just heard from the two of you guys, and also is that it's about posturing, right? It's posturing and expectations, right? So not everybody's going to do it. You clearly had shared that not everybody's going to do it, but that posturing and making it part of this is just what we do makes a big difference. So yeah, thank you for that. And Lori Cole, and no surprise because you guys are all on the same team, that you have a very similar mindset and approach. But Lori, you do a great job having your clients report like a non-scale victory almost every week in the page.
I do. And I agree with Frank and Shauna. It's just posturing that relationship. And I think I've been a coach now for 4 years. And I think one of the things that I've developed a little bit is listening. And so I'm taking notes on their file as we have our weekly check-in, and I'll say, okay, well, you know, what were your struggles? And I think it's so important to get away from what's the scale doing? What's the scale doing? Because we want to teach that the scale is a measurement, but the scale is not what we hang our hats on. It's really the transformation. So I'll say, you know, what are your struggles? What did you find difficult this week? And then I move into, now what was your victory? And I try to land my call with a victory. And then I'll say, you know what, people need to hear this from you. So I would like you to consider just going on. You can make a simple post. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. And then I kind of help carve what they've just said to me. Or if it is a struggle, let's talk about it. I agree with Shauna. I don't want my clients to go in there and just vent if something's not going the way they think. Let's come to me first, because I always say I know a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things in these 4 years, so I can help you. But what I try to do is I really try to make sure that we circle around to something that everybody in this walk of the journey, you might be here, somebody else is bound to be there with 4,000 people. So I think it's really important to help them see that wherever they are is where people need to see them in our Facebook group. And I have some really consistent posters that I'm super proud of, you know, that every week I'm like, okay, what's your story this week? Now it comes down to that. What's going to be your post? What's it going to be about? But, you know, it's posturing at the beginning and letting that be the expectation. Not everybody does it. But I do know that my people are out there watching.
Thank you, Lori. Yeah, that's so helpful. And I think just constantly reinforcing and, you know, really sending people to that page and starting to share makes them think bigger about their journey as well. And we're also in a lot of ways starting to prepare them of how they're going to share their story to other people, right? And perhaps publicly one day. So if you see other people share, if you would jump in, there's nothing worse than for somebody to share their story and not get any comments, you know. And I've always noticed like Julie Apple will do a really great job just asking or posturing another question. Like if somebody says, hey, I'm down 22 pounds in 10 weeks, yay. What else are you noticing besides the scale? And I think as coaches, what we can do is start to drive this bigger, because if you notice, most of our client-driven conversation is around the pounds lost and food, the fuelings. So it's really up to us to continue to draw and paint that picture bigger. And I also encourage you to follow up with your clients. You know, the way it's set up now is we invite our clients to join the Facebook group. They don't always see that notification or accept it. And in fact, I just went in today and sent out second invitations, but we had over 80 people that had not accepted their invitations yet into the group. So there could be people that you are assuming are in there and seen, but they're not. Another thing I do is I just like Frank said, I will ask my clients, tell me tell me what you're getting the most out of our Facebook group. And if they say, oh, I like to read the comments or something, I'll say to them, well, hey, you know what? You've been on program for a little while. It's really your turn now to start sharing, because now people are coming in behind you, and you can add people that are considering the program. You can add potential clients. Other people are considering it. So now it's your turn to pay it forward. So I'll posture it like that. Zena, you do a really great job overall, being such an encourager on the page for other people, also having your clients share, but you also take time to individually post inspirational things, recipes, etc. So just tell me what your thoughts are, if you could share with the group around that, and why you think that's helpful.
Hey team, hi everyone. Thanks Dee and Larry for asking me to share this, because this is something that's very close to my heart and I think is so important. And our little beginning video is all about community, and community is one of the components of our program, and that's why Eat, Live, and Be Optavia is so important. So I ask all my clients right off the bat to participate. Please participate in Eat, Live, and Be Optavia. I tell them I don't ask them to do anything I wouldn't do or I don't do. And as far as posting, I like to post and something encouraging or an incentive post a lot towards the weekend, and also on the weekend and on that ho-hum Monday, because this is the time in the weekend people are starting to drift or think different thoughts, or that Monday, like, oh my God, a whole week ahead. So by seeing that incentive or that encouragement, they really get to focus back in. And also another thing I like to do is post something humor, because that's another thing I get from a lot of my clients, is that just takes their mind off of something that they're, making this heavy. It's, and my mantra, eat the food, talk to people, and have fun. This is it, So I believe, with those posts, it really does make a difference for them to jump in and change their heads thoughts. I do want to say today is a 1-year anniversary of my client and cousin. She's down 90 pounds today, and she didn't post today her story because she's having surgery today, getting her gallbladder out. So she'll be there. But this is awesome. So thank you so much for all this.
Thank you, Zena. And just want to remind you guys that we would love for you to do that kind of things too. Like if you come across a great inspirational something or something you think would be helpful for the group, go ahead and post it. This is your group as well. And I think it's really good for our clients to see our active participation. Again, we don't want it to be all coach driven, but I don't want it to be Dee driven or Zena driven or Frank, you know what I mean? Like we want this to be a community. It's your page. So we want you guys to get out of it. Thank you for the feedback that we're seeing in the comments. We're glad that this is helpful for you guys, and we can certainly keep the conversation going on our regular Facebook page.
Yep.
Did you have anything to add?
Yeah, one last thing. We hate to bring this up, but every once in a while, and it's rare, but again, from a negative standpoint, you will get some posts that just aren't right, okay? And you may see them before we see them. So please, when you're out on Facebook, just report it. There on the 3 little dots next to that post, you can report that, and then we'll see it and we can jump in and shut it down if it is inappropriate. And then, again, it's rare, but every once in a while we've had some goofy things out there. So we need all of you to help be police out there, especially as we continue to grow. Just if you see something, report it, right? See something, say something. Isn't that, popular? But anyway, just report it to us and we'll take care of it from there.
Yeah, if you see anybody trying to buy or sell Fuel Lanes, real negative talks, maybe promoting a different program or fueling, something that's off our program.
Or changing the way the program's supposed to be administered, like, hacks or whatever. So
yeah, using this bar instead of ours or something like that. Just flag that, and then one of our admins on there can get that taken down, because we do want it to be an accurate resource for people. So great reminder on that. And then just to reinforce, Susan G asked a question. Yes, if you have somebody who is not quite ready for program yet, you can add them into the group. Just tell them, say, hey, you can be a fly on the wall and observe what our our clients are experiencing. And usually that helps move people forward as well.
All right.
So we'll post this recording. We'll post that Brene Brown. Thank you to all of our coaches that participated tonight. Really, really helpful. Love seeing you guys on the call, and we'll see you next week.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Take care.